challenge number 12 and 13 too. And here I'm going to explain how the car works. Well, at first we can see the two motors right here for the wheels. Then we have the Arduino, which works with 9 volts battery. We have 4 1.2 batteries for the LN298, which it works for make the motors works, and actually the follow liners, which are these with these things right here. These things make that the Arduino follow the black lines, which in a competition it would make possible that the car follow the black lines. Well, then we have a breadboard right here, and with this breadboard we make that all the cables, all the wires that are connected obviously to the follow liners and the ultrasonic sensor, which is right here, the ultrasonic sensor serve in this challenge for measure the distances. We're not using it, but in the challenge we need it. Well, so in this challenge the objective was that we have to make a car that could follow lines, black lines. But in this case we use a lot of codes. We use around 2 or 3 codes, and no one or all the codes that we use doesn't serve for this car. So we did what we could make as possible as we could, but we couldn't finish the challenge. So for make something in this challenge, we connect the motor directly to the battery. So if you can see, we connect the wire of one motor to the battery. It's gonna work like this. It's gonna function. But we, like I said, we put a lot of codes. We put around 3 codes, and no one of the codes serves. So I hope you understand this part. So actually this is the challenge number 13 and 12. I hope you understand. So the next part is the code. So that's all the thing that I have to say for the circuit.
Today we're going to explain how the code is working. Okay, at first we're going to decorate all the variables. We have the trigger, we have the echo, and we have the sensors. Okay, here we have the void setup. Okay, for the void setup we have the pin mode. Well, the pin mode is a digital pin, and it can be as specific as input or output. The pin mode can have the pin mode can has two possible values, that in this case is going to be high and low. Okay, but what is output? What is output or what is input? Well, output is input. Input, it means that is receiving the information. Then output means that it's sending the information. So we have that the trigger is sending the information, and the echo is receiving the information, because here we have trigger output, echo input. We have that the sensor number 1 is receiving the information, the sensor number 2 is receiving the information too, and we have this one. Okay, we have the digital trigger, the trigger too, and we have the void loop. Okay, now we have the void loop. Well, in this part, we can see that the trigger is high, then it's going to delay. Then we have the trigger low, and this is the, and yes, we have this that is like the formula. And then we have the variables that are if. We have in this one, maybe you are asking how this is written. Well, it's written by if the distance is less than 10, if the distance is less than 10, it's going to have a lot of this. So that means that the in one is going to be off, then the in two is going to be on, then it's going to be off, and there is going to be on. We have the delay, and we have this again. It's repeating. If the in one is going to be on, the in two is going to be off, the in three is going to be off, and the in four is going to be on. We have the difference, because in this one is low, high, low, high, and in this one is high, low, low, and high. And we have the delay too, and we can see that the delay is different. Well, the delay is the time required for a digital signal to travel from the input of a logic gate to the output. So the delay is like the time is required. We have this. We have again this one. Here is the first if. Then we have another if, that is if value is the same as O, and value 2 is the same as O. The in 1 is going to be on, the in 2 is going to be off, the in 3 is going to be off, and the in 4 is going to be high. So that means that the in 1 is going to be on, and the number 2 is going to be off, the 3 is going to be off, and the 4 is going to be high. Well, high means that it's going to be on, that is going to work, for example. And the off is like it's going to be low. Low, it means that it's going to be off. We have another if that we have we have this if that we can see is the same if, but the only difference the only difference is the variables. That means the high, low, high, but it reads the same. Value one is going to be the same as 0, and value 2 is going to be the same as 1. No, it's not the same, I think, because in this one value 2 is the same as 0, and this the value 2 is the same as 1. And we can see that in 2 is going to be on, the in 3 is going to be off, the in 4 is going to be high. And then we have another if, that means that the value is going to, if value 1 is the same as 1 and value 2 is the same as so, this is going to work like this. We see that the difference, because in this one the value 1 was 0, and the value 2 it was 1, and this is the value 1 is the same as 1, and we have if value 2 is the same as 0, it's going to work like that. Then we have another if, that is the last one, and we have that if value 1 is the same as 1 and value 2 is the same as 1, it's going to work like this. So in 1 is going to be low, off, in 2 is going to be on, in 3 is going to be on, and in 4 is going to be off. And here we have the explanation of all the code that we use to do the car